a game. You know, they gotta win.
Yeah. So it's just a more focus towards that and transitioning, teaching all the guys now to worry about like those things that wasn't important at the old stadium is now very important at this stadium. As you can imagine, if a player's chewing some gum and it gets on the ground and it's there and somebody steps on it, or it's a hot day, it gets sticky. So that transition to more of a focus right now.
So the new Globe Life field, as Rhodey has corrected me several times today, will have a roof. Do you think this not only helps the fans but the players as well?
Absolutely. As you obviously know, if you've been to a game here in like mid-July, August,
it's so hot.
It's super hot. And one of the things I don't know this personally, but I've heard that a lot of people do faint and pass out over the heat. One of the things also, if it's hot outside, you don't want to go. Regardless. So that would help tremendously when you get in the AC. Now, if you have nothing to do or something simple, as far as like, you just have a plain night. Now you can just say, hey, let's go to the game because it's not so hot.
It's not going to be 900 degrees outside.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. And then as far as the players go, you got to imagine they're out there playing baseball, so their endurance is not as long if they're playing, just with no roof. Now with the roof there, they're able to last longer and play a little bit more and sweat less, I guess.
Also, the sun probably is going to be less of a factor
in
the outfield.
Also, I think with the new ballpark, so with Globe Life Park, they used to call it a hitter's ballpark because the way the wind would come in and it would just shoot the ball out to outfield.
Right.
And we didn't get a lot of pitchers because of the heat and also because of that. I think this new ballpark will definitely help with us get better pitchers.
It's supposed to be more pitcher friendly,
right?
So we don't know. You won't know until they actually start playing baseball in there, and it'll show you. But that's what they're going for. I'll be honest with you. I saw Trevino hitting, and he was still crushing baseballs out of the park. So I don't know. I'm going to leave it as I don't know because the way he was he was crushing.
I saw Gallo do the same thing.
Gallo did, but he wasn't like Trevino. For whatever reason, Trevino was mashing him. Like it was crazy. Yeah. So I told him, I was like, you ready to play ball now? He's like, yeah, let's go. So it was pretty cool.
So there's nothing like a pop-up rain shower in the springtime. What's the worst weather incident you've worked through?
Ooh, man, you're going through a lot.
Yeah. So in some background, how long have you actually been with the grounds crew now?
I've been with the Rangers for about, it could be anywhere from 15 to 17 years, depending on who you ask. Okay. Because I started out as tarp crew first, just like you as well, and then I worked my way up. So sometimes they don't count those years. And so I've been full-time.
So did I even actually work there then?
Yeah. As far as full-time goes. Right. So I was full-time maybe like 3 years later. So I was well-versed in tarp crew before I became full-time grounds crew guy.
Okay.
So that's about it. And then you were saying...
So worst weather condition you
Worst weather condition. Oh, man. It's a lot, but it has to be Arizona Diamondbacks when we was going against them. We knew popcorn shower was coming all day, and we kind of, been having a good eye on it. And so it's time for BP. And one thing about BP or baseball in general, you can't if you tell the Rangers they can't hit, neither can the Diamondbacks, and vice versa. So if you tell the Diamondbacks they can't hit, you're supposed to tell the Rangers to make it equal. Right. And so this particular day, it was more like, hey, y'all still going to hit batting practice, just let you know rain's coming. And so Rangers hit BP, fine. Diamondbacks up. And we're like, hey, it's coming. And they're like, no, we're going to hit anyway. And so they kept hitting. And so they're hitting, and we're watching the storm roll in. And so it rolls in very, very slowly. And then all of a sudden, the flags just dropped dead. Ooh. And so I was like yelling, let's go, we got to go. So everybody started running, moving BP stuff out of the way. Long story short, the rain comes and we could barely get the tarp on, and it flipped like a couple people. It flipped my boss, DK. So he came up, and it was just crazy madness because you're trying to protect the field so you can play a baseball game, and this strong wind. Once that wind get underneath the tarp, it's unbelievable. Yeah.
So I imagine
Was this the old tarp or the new tarp?
This was the old, new tarp.
The heavier one or
the lighter one,
okay.
and that's the reason why the wind was able to pick it up. The heavier tarps, there is tougher to obviously pick those up, but them light ones, because it's us, we wanted to have it easy so we can pull it across, and we're fast with it. That particular day, it just, for whatever reason, Diamondbacks didn't leave, and we was late, and the wind came, and it was crazy.
Yeah.
So we have a segment on the show called the Tournament of Toppings. We try to find the best pizza place in Arlington.
Okay.
What is your favorite pizza place in Arlington?
Favorite pizza place in Arlington? We love Mama's Pizza.
Yeah, that's a good one.
It's one of the fan favorites.
Yeah. We love Mama Pizza.
Yeah,
for sure.
We ate there, and I hadn't eaten there in a long time when we ate there, and I was just like, whoa.
Yeah.
Down the street from my house, I should go there more often.
Yeah.
You know what I've noticed is that everybody mentions the hamburger
Yes.
topping,
Yeah.
and that's what
Yes.
we had, and that's the only time that we have ever ordered hamburgers.
Oh, that's
We've gone
fair.
out,
Yeah.
and it was that's not something I ever want on a pizza.
Yeah.
But it was delicious.
But there it was really
But
good.
everybody that mentions Mama's mentions the hamburger, so
Yeah.
I don't know if they do it a particular
There's like
way
a special
or
way that they do it.
I
why
have no
Mama's equals
idea. We
hamburger,
go
I
there
don't know.
because I would say it's because it's probably done a particular way. Like usually the hamburger chunks are real big, and but these are like small, and it's almost like bites or something like that. So we loved it for that, and the sauce and the crust. So me and my family crush, man. We love it.
So what can fans look forward to at Globe Life Field?
Everything, to be honest with you. There's going to be a lot of concerts. There's going to be some soccer, football, baseball, obviously. It's going to be a lot of stuff. Like, you're going to get to enjoy your time at the new park.
Has there been any announcements on new food, like a 10-foot hot dog
No,
or anything like that?
No, not yet. You gotta think right now. Everybody's just trying to rush to get moved in.
Because they're 95% done, I think.
Yeah. So everybody's just trying to rush and get in there. So no one's really had time to sit down and think about, food or the new items or whatnot.
I'm always thinking about food.
She's like, I don't care about the
10-foot
baseball.
hot
Tell me about
dog.
the 25-foot-long hot dog. That's what I'm into.
Long hot dog. Good luck getting it through the corridors.
That's funny.
I'm like dragging it in a wagon when I see it.
Now, if people wanted to follow the grounds crew, their happenings, their adventures, there is a social media, right?
No,
I thought there used to be.
There used to be.
Maybe 2020 season.
Yeah, I don't know about that. There used to be, and then the guy that was running it got promoted, or he's now the head guy for the Cincinnati Reds.
Yes.
Stephen Lord,
Yep.
as you obviously know.
Yep,
So, big man, yes. So once he left, the grounds crew, Twitter or whatever, social media stopped.
Wow. Well, I think we might be able to help pick it up this year. So fingers crossed.
Maybe.
Well, thank you so much for coming in. We've actually talked about having you on the first time that we all three ever met together.
Yeah.
Almost about a year
Almost
ago.
a year,
Actually.
Really?
Yeah.
Yep, and we finally did it.
Finally made it happen.
Finally did it. So I appreciate you coming
No
by,
problem.
and it was
Thank you.
nice to meet you. And come back anytime.
All right, will do. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
We're here with Joseph Laws, local musician, leader of the Weathered Eyes, right? And the host of the open mic at New Main Brewing. How are you today?
Good. How are you?
Pretty good. So my first question is, are you a native Arlingtonite?
No, I was actually born in San Angelo.
Oh, my goodness. So my next question was going to be, where do you go to school, or where did you go to school? But how long have you been in Arlington?
My family moved to Grand Prairie side of Arlington, I think 2005, 2006, around there.
Okay, so
I was here for high school.
Okay, where'd you go to high school?
I started at Bowie, and then we moved into Mansfield, so I graduated from Summit.
I went to Bowie, so
yeah.
I went to Martin, so
get out of here.
Sorry,
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
You beat us at everything but sports.
Yes,
sure.
yes.
Yeah. Well, and even some sports.
Yeah.
I was about to say now Bowie's actually really good at sports. Okay.
So, who is Joseph Laws? What holds your interest? Who inspires you?
Well, so I'm a dad and a husband. First, that's when you hit
Absolutely.
that. When you receive those titles, they become top priorities.
Those are your important titles.
Yeah, but those are what drive me really. As far as live music, I started playing violin when I was around 10, and so I've been singing in the shower long before then. So it's kind of been a lifetime thing for me. But there's been different influences, along the road. Like you start just for fun, and then you get some motivation here and there to learn and play out live rather than just playing at home. And now that I'm making a living out of it, very much so, my family is probably the biggest motivator.
That's awesome. I mean, I can, as a dad and a husband as well, I understand that completely, and it's one of the reasons that kind of drives me to do this, is to do something bigger than myself, kind of for them. So I get that completely.
Yeah. Well, I like, my daughter's about to be 2.
It's a great age.
And I don't make a whole lot of money doing this, but I make enough to pay bills and go to school and all that. And it's kind of important to me for her to see that you can make money following your dreams and actually make a living doing it. You just got to be smart about it,
And what a great thing to teach her as well. That's so great. I'm so excited to hear that. So, how did your association with New Main Brewing's Embrace Curiosity Showcase come about?
So I actually started working with New Main on their grand opening. I knew one of the guys that was bartending for their grand opening. He got me booked over there. Played that. Had great feedback on that. It was started a really good relationship with New Main. So I played there. I play on weekends occasionally. We started doing the farmers market, and June last year, I was out of school for the summer doing whatever, and it was random Wednesday night, and I was like, I want to go play some music. And so I posted on the Facebook about looking for some open mics on Wednesday nights, and David commented on it and was like, we don't have an open mic, but bring your guitar and come play. We need to build some business on Wednesdays. So we set a meeting for that next week. We sat down and talked about it, and basically just set out the skeleton for this open mic and just kind of let it take its own form. So the first couple weeks, it was me playing for 4 hours. But then about week 3, it really started kicking off, and now it's not irregular for us to have a slow night be 15 people or so come out, and and that's it's growing. You kind of you cultivate as much as you can, and then you just let it do its own thing. I've always found that open mics tend to be more successful that way if you just kind of let
it breathe and
let
do
them
what
be
it's
art.
going to do.
Yeah, exactly.
But I think I love that you live stream it. That's because I can't always make it. I actually haven't been out. I'm so sorry. I'm going to come out, I promise, because we love New Main.
There's people that show, and that's one reason that I'm really happy I'm doing this at New Main, is because there's people that show up for the first time to New Main because of the open mic. They're like, I knew this open mic was happening because I saw it on Facebook. I never even knew this place was here, and that's part of the thing. When we went in for that meeting the week before we started, there was like one person in the brewery, and they were gone by the time the meeting was over. And 2 months in, the parking lot's full. So it's really I've established such a nice working relationship with David and Amanda over at New Main,
who are great.
And I don't mind saying that a third of my income comes from playing at New Main, and part of that opportunity being given to me comes from helping them build business. That's the end goal. If they stay in business, then I stay in business.
Yeah.
So that's a big motivator, is helping them get on the map. Because you get people that just walk in the door like, oh, this is a great space. I didn't even know it was here. And it's been there. They're doing their 2-year anniversary on the 29th.
Yeah. I've been there for one of the open mics, and it is a lot of fun.
Yeah. It's a good time.
Right. You've got a lot of the mainstays. If you go to multiple open mics, you kind of see the same people.
You get the regulars that come around a lot,
But you do get a lot of newer people coming in. And
we
full
get
on
bands.
Yeah,
so,
full bands.
And I mean, usually, on the Facebook page, I really just ask that they message me beforehand because I want to streamline it as much as possible. Right. So every band that we've had show up, they've been really great about communication. They get there, the stage is ready for them. I lock down like an actual time spot for them. So I just kind of work around that just to make sure that it's a good experience for them, because if they're